Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Trump in New Hampshire, a sustained campaign, LA Times layoffs, and a pathway to citizenship. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Donald Trump won the New Hampshire primary. The first time that a non-incumbent Republican has won both the Iowa caucus and the New Hampshire primary. Of course, this is a very different election, but alas, first time that's ever happened. Trump is going to win by around 11 or 12 points or so. But Nikki Haley vows to fight on. She's not even competing in the Nevada caucuses in 2 weeks, and the next primary is next month in her home state of South Carolina. She was the governor, but her lieutenant governor, who is now governor, has endorsed Donald Trump. Both senators have endorsed Donald Trump, including Tim Scott, who was appointed senator by Nikki Haley. In the 538 average of all the polls in South Carolina, Donald Trump is up by 37 points. The U.S. military yesterday fired at Iranian-backed militias in Iraq. This is in retaliation for 17 ballistic missiles and rockets that were fired Sunday at our air bases that left 4 Americans with traumatic brain injuries. Meanwhile, in Yemen, the deputy spokesperson of the Pentagon, she said it's up to the Houthis when they decide to stop striking at us and international ships. International ships, except for Chinese ships, they're allowed to pass through. But it's up to the Houthis. She also said the U.S. is sending a strong message to the Houthis. Well, not strong enough, apparently. The Washington Post said, as the Houthis vow to fight on, U.S. prepares for sustained campaign. Another sustained campaign? There have been more than 150 rocket attacks on U.S. bases since October. I guess this is a new normal we're just supposed to get used to. The LA Times, the largest newsroom in the western United States, laying off a quarter of its newsroom, 94 employees. Union members walked off the job last Friday to protest the layoffs. Didn't work. Didn't stop the layoffs. First union work stoppage in the paper's 143-year history. A senior editor at the LA Times quit, and 2 of the 4 managing editors as well. This newspaper is owned by a tech billionaire. He bought in 2018 and poured $1 billion into the newspaper. Kamala Harris, who, by the way, if Joe Biden wins next election, almost certainly will be president at one point, right? She said there's no question that our immigration system is broken. Oh, that's good. But she said the solution is putting more resources at the border to process people more efficiently and a pathway for citizenship. The choice between Trump and Biden Kamala on this issue could not be more clear. Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Our freedoms should never be taken for granted. They must be cherished, protected, and defended. When corporations pander to the liberal agenda, they must be punished. When corporations stand up for conservative values, they should be supported. This brings me to Freedom 2.0, the bottled water company that proudly represents us. They have hilarious sayings on each bottle like, "This water ain't woke," and "bottled with liberal tears." Use the code BILL for a 15% discount and subscribe to Freedom 2.0. We must never discount freedom, but we can discount water as long as you use the code BILL. Please visit freedom20.com to order now. That's freedom, the number 2, the letter O.com. Freedom20.com. Use code BILL for 15% off. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Wednesday, one of the unintended consequences of Donald Trump's dominance in the primary season is that political drama has vanished. Only the Supreme Court could deny Trump a place on the November ballot, and that nullification will not happen. So the television news operations, many of which have actually helped Trump by their nonstop loathing, will lose tens of millions of dollars in political ad revenue and lower audiences. The "be careful what you wish for" syndrome is vivid here. The media fervently wants Trump to lose, so it went full out corruption to make that happen. But Americans saw the coordinated, often dishonest attacks as insulting to them. Massive turnoff. Even Fox News, once a Trump tower of power, has now become suspect to many viewers. As far as President Biden is concerned, he is vanishing right before our eyes. There will be no vibrant campaign, no debate, few interactions with the press. Presidential election years usually mean big business for the media. Not this time. Super Tuesday? Not really. Conventions? Yawn. Only if Mr. Biden decides to retire will things change. And that could happen. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Gary, Bill DeSantis lost because once a lawsuit started against Trump, poll numbers shot up and DeSantis dropped. People wanted to support Trump over the fake accusations. Yeah, that's one reason, but it was bad campaign style for the governor, as I said. Now, in this country, with Donald Trump and Obama and, huge presences, you got to have some charisma out there. And Ron DeSantis is not a good public speaker. And that's what really doomed him. It's hard to listen to his message. It's a good message, I think. Marion Brady, Eureka, California. Just watch Good Morning America. They're making a big deal out of Trump having cognitive issues. I haven't seen this covered. Is it to throw mud on Trump? Of course it is. Trump's lucid. I mean, I know he's lucid, but he's getting up there. So he's going to make mistakes. He's going to confuse things, and that's just the way of the world. But he's lucid. I know. And if he wasn't, I would tell you. Dr. Dennis Wadja, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What do you think about the JetBlue Spirit Airlines merger? Well, the latest study says that JetBlue is the worst airline in the country. So why would you give the worst airline in the country the power to buy another airline? Is that an upgrade? So the federal government said no. They're not going to give JetBlue the waiver to buy Spirit Airlines. I don't know Spirit Airlines. It's one of these smaller carriers. They have trouble. But I know JetBlue, okay? And I don't have any confidence. Now, they have a new CEO, a woman, JetBlue. So maybe things will get better. I don't know. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 15 years ago this week, President Barack Obama signed an executive order demanding the closure of a remote naval base on the island of Cuba. Despite this decree, the controversial camp remains open to this day. Here's the story of Guantanamo Bay. The U.S. gained control of the bay during the Spanish-American War. After seizing power in 1959, communist Fidel Castro tried to expel the U.S. Navy. He cut off water, electricity, but he would not launch any military operation because he knew attacking American troops would then lead to the USA invading Cuba. So the base kind of faded into obscurity until 2001. In the wake of the 9/11 attacks, President Bush the Younger selected the site for the detention of terrorist suspects captured overseas. They were flown to Guantanamo Bay. The camp was used by the Pentagon and other agencies for advanced interrogation. That means torture. Reports of abuse and accusations of torture, many of which were true, angered some Americans. On January 22nd, 2009, just 2 days after his inauguration, Barack Obama ordered the closure of Guantanamo Bay. Said the president, quote, "The message we are sending around the world is that the United States intends to prosecute the ongoing struggle against terrorism and do so in a manner that is consistent with our values," unquote. Well, for the next 15 years, Congress successfully obstructed Obama's executive order. Republicans passed legislation blocking any foreign terrorists from being brought to the USA. And here's something else you might not know. At the height of the war on terror, 700 men were held at Guantanamo. Today, just 30 remain. The Biden administration has vowed to close the detention center before the end of Mr. Biden's first term, but that will not happen. Wait and see. Back after this. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Byrna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Byrna offers a powerful non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Byrna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Byrna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Byrna. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.